And we are back here with another Saturday Shit episode. My name is Kabutey. I'm your host. And today is going to be quite interesting because this is going to be some juicy and spicy stuff we're going to talk about. But before I do that, I obviously have to get some people to discuss this with me. And today I have Ingel back here with me. What's up, Ingel?
Hi, how
you ready for this?
I love the
Good.
topic.
Eddie,
I'm ready.
what's up? Family man.
Yes.
And we have Lucinda right here. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you all for making it on this episode. So today, oh la la. Okay. So today we're talking about gender roles, old school versus new school. There's a lot of Me, I'm single, not sexual, but complicated. So, yeah. So for me, I'm very single, okay, but complicated, okay. Don't ask me why, because you will not know. So, what do you guys think about gender roles for married couples or single people who are dating to get married? Because I'm not dating to get married right now. I'm just having fun. So let me make that clear.
Well, I'll go with the dating part.
Okay.
I do not think it's the responsibility of the guy you're dating to be taking care of you as your father should.
Please volume this up for the slave queens.
I do not think that it's the guy you're dating's responsibility to be taking care of you as your father should. If he decides to take care of you, it should be a bonus or take it as a gift, but do not feel entitled to your boyfriend money as per se. Especially when you, even not especially, like, it's just that simple. You have parents. If you're an orphan, sorry, but you are someone else's responsibility until the ring comes in. Until then, do not feel entitled to a guy's money. That's me. That's just me.
Wow.
Well, that's really good for us guys, I guess.
Please, not for me. My money is not enough for me by myself. Some.
That's exactly my point.
He said it's good.
Yeah, it's good for us. I mean, if no one is going to feel entitled to our money, then obviously that's a good thing. I think one thing we should always remember as human beings is that, well, we are in a world that is controlled by power, and then power basically is money. So if you want to give your power to someone else, then, well, you should, in a way, depend on the person. But if you don't want to be a slave to someone, try as much as possible to be as independent as possible. I feel there was a time when it was necessary for you to have those rules. And, of course, with power also comes responsibility. And I feel like in this modern generation, we try as much as possible to enjoy the benefits and not so much be responsible for the responsibilities that come with having so much power. And well, I think I'll just end here for now and come back later.
I believe that in the old days, the men definitely took care of women, and as time went by, more women became independent. So most men just fell back and just felt like it wasn't their responsibility to look after women. At the same time, the society that we live in now, a lot of people are so entitled. They don't want to put in the work. They don't want to go out and do everything. They just feel like, let me just sit back and just not do anything. And I think when a man sees that, they don't feel like there's a need to do that, because if you don't want to help yourself, why should I help you? But if they actually see you put in the work and actually want to provide for yourself and want to be better for you, a real man will step up and
I like that. A real man.
A real man will step up and add to that. Exactly. Most men feel
yeah. Some. Yeah.
I feel a weak man feels intimidated by a woman doing good for herself. So he feels like, if you're doing good for yourself, why do I need to top up that? Because you might be better than me. Yeah.
That's actually a good point, though, because I mean, listening to all the perspectives you guys have, it's like, oh wow, it's just more than just one, right? So my question is, should the man pay all the bills in the house?
No. I don't believe that.
You don't believe it? Okay.
Unless he's unemployed and or lost his job or something in the if let's say you get married and along the way he loses his job,
that's a bump.
You should I believe that you as the woman should be able to, as a married woman, should be able to cover your husband. That the society wouldn't know that he's even lost his job.
What if she's a housewife
why would you be a housewife and not have a side hustle?
But most
Should
men
you also
don't actually
go?
allow the women to work.
Work.
Okay, that's their choice. Then I hope they don't lose their job or have some savings.
Jesus.
Well, I feel everything should be taken in context, right? I feel sometimes some of these questions seem very
Vague.
vague, and sometimes very boxed as well. It just feels like, okay, who should do this, who should do that, who should do this, who should do that, and sometimes I feel circumstances change. Like we all accept now, a lot of things have changed. Back in the day, probably a lot of women were doing basically side hustles, as you put it now. But now a lot of things have changed, and it's very important that we always keep in mind that things are changing. If we want to have certain kinds of benefits that we didn't have before, then we should also know that the accompanying actions now should also be different than would have been before. So for me, I think it should be perspective. If you have, just pay. If you don't have, well, of course, you should always come together as a couple. Perhaps, I think maybe the best thing is to try and have like a common fund, something where everybody contributes, and then you pay out of a lot of stuff out of those kind of things. So,
You should have your money. You should have your money. He should have his money, and they should have a money for the home or other expenses as well. Yeah.
But most people get married now just for security. So the
Yeah.
minute that happens, it's like then they leave you for the next person.
Jump on the next.
Jump in the next
Yeah.
train.
Maybe
That's
they're
why-
just getting married for a married sake too.
Society
If you're
makes
gonna
people
be-
want to do that.
Exactly.
Like get married. I'm like, someone asks me when you get married. I'm like, until Jesus comes. Like it's not your business right now.
Yeah.
Like, duh, are you paying for it? Even if you're paying for it, let me have the money first.
Right.
You know, which I do like the point we all brought up about, like, you know, the differences, the like circumstances, right? But this is a good one though. How do you feel about couples being 50-50 and not 70-30? Like the guy's 70, like, you know. And I can go first on this one. I was telling a friend of mine a few days ago that I don't believe in like the guy should be like 70. No, it's a partnership. We are all in this together, right? So 50-50, I'm fine. Also, I was talking about how, you know, if we all working and we're getting paid, you're gonna have like a main account that all the money goes in. We'll have like a different account for like, you know, emergency funds and stuff like that. Maybe other things we need. There's gonna be a separate account that you save that money for yourself. And I'll save mine for myself, because I feel like if I want to do something, you have to ask me the money, and if I want to do, I don't have to do that, right? No, so my friend was like, wait till you get married, because that's how it sounds like. I'm like, wait, what do you mean wait till you get married? I feel like it's a conversation, right? You agree to disagree. Plus, what I'm saying is something that can actually help both sides. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you guys have in mind, because I do believe it should be a 50-50 kind of partnership.
For me, I think
In marriage.
yes, in marriage. Well, I think we should have. I go with you as well. I agree with you. We should have money for me and money for you. Then our money together, that is for maybe investment or for
The
the
mortgage
household
and, like, the car notes,
everything.
yeah.
Yes, we should have our money together. But even if I have my own money or you have your own money, I think it's a fair idea, or it's fair to also let your husband or your wife know that, oh, even though it's my money, I'm doing this and that. It's just communication.
That's on the main account.
Yes.
Okay.
Main account or your side account, you should let your partner be in it. That's why it's one.
See, for the side account, the reason why I don't want to know about how much money you have is because, one, if you want to take like a girl trip with your friends, go do something, you want to buy something for the kids for Christmas, you want to surprise me, I don't want to know.
You already do, because you're not gonna know
Oh,
your
that's
wife's
gonna
salary.
be no, that's gonna be like a separate account that I'm not attached to it.
Right.
Yeah, but you'll still know that, okay, I'm going out with my girls. You don't.
Well, you know, I'm bad with maths. I'm not even gonna
Okay.
copy, so I'm not even gonna try. So I mean,
I just think it's our money, my money, your money is our money. Simple.
Yeah, well, again, back to my point again, I think these things are very
circumstantial, whatever.
yeah,
they call
exactly.
It. Bro, for them,
I mean, if personally, I feel like if I don't think I have a lot of needs, right? So if I feel if I get my basic needs and then I still have a lot of money, and which I hope to do, I hope to have a lot of money. Then if I have a lot, then I don't really care, right? If you want to even spend all my money, that's, well, of course, I don't really care. I don't think
If you want to spend it all your money, you should.
well, as long as I have what I need, like.
Hey,
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
So
like,
you have,
what-
let's say you have
no.
$10,000
Yes.
and then you only need 2,000 out of the 10,000, your wife can take the 8,000 to do whatever she wants.
Of course. I don't think my wife is also going to just
Squander it.
But you just said you don't care.
No, I don't really care because like I just feel like I have constant income. Then I am fine. If I do have constant income, I am fine. I never really try to be very.
You don't be controlling.
That's one point
Okay.
as well. Well, of course, but I also need. I'm also not going to just take
Keep
anybody as a
tabs.
wife, right?
Exactly.
I'm going to
Okay.
take someone who also thinks, at least to my level. Of course.
Can we hold an audition for you so we can help you select?
I don't. Okay, I think I understand you.
Yeah.
I do understand that women have a lot of needs, and perhaps I don't want to be caught up in that particular thing that I'm probably going to be annoyed about every single purchase she does, So for me, it's more like, okay, well, if that's what is going to make you happy, well, just go ahead and buy it, and if I can afford it, why not?
I think you should be a bit concerned. That's my opinion.
What?
I'm not saying ask her even how much she buys a pencil or anything. But if you have money,
Yes.
okay, and let's say even if you're like Dangote or whatever, okay, the money, what she's using her money for, like at least you should know that maybe it's something that's going to yield to you guys, or it's something that is, I don't want to use the word sensible, or I don't have the
Is
right
it needed?
word. Is it needed? Is it relevant? Because if you leave me, I'll travel January to December. Is that what you want?
Well, of course, we need to also have that discussion. Okay, is that also what you are? How are you going to be spending the money? Are you going to be spending the money at the expense of your kids?
Yeah, but you
That's
said
what-
you don't care. So now you're
No,
contradicting yourself.
Not necessarily
Am I right?
contradicting.
Yeah.
Perhaps I'm not maybe communicating.
You care, but you
what I
don't
really
care
want
too
to-
much.
Okay.
But my point is, well, I just feel like in these days there's so much emphasis on how much probably you have in your account, and then I feel for me, I don't necessarily want to keep tabs on necessarily how much I have on my account in my account, but I just feel like, well, as long as I'm catered for, of course, I don't also spend a lot. I do know that, well, perhaps maybe in the next 3 months I probably need this amount of money. Okay, I expect to have this amount of money coming from here. So to that point, well, if I'm going to have that and then you are going to spend out of the money that I have, well, I don't necessarily also like too much fight as well. I can be very.
It's coming.
So you're like
He's the
calm,
peace
you're
guy.
like the peaceful
No
type.
argument for
You're
take
like,
it.
just do what
Take
you
it.
want to
He's
do.
coming to
my
married now.
producer said if you're single, she's also single right
I'm
there.
here. I'm closer.
Hey, Mr. Calm Guy will get you into some trouble.
My point is, well,
I'm gonna travel January, February, March, April.
the thing about me also is that, like, well, if we were to have an argument about something, well, I don't just let go, right? So knowing myself, I just try to avoid certain kind of fights, and well, if this one doesn't necessarily kill me, well, it's fine. Just do whatever.
I'll be traveling
Mr. Calm,
every day.
calm.
Well, but that depends. Do I have money for that?
You will have the
you
money.
have
My
it because
husband will
that's
have
what you
the
said,
Then
money.
that's fine. Yeah.
You have the money because, of course, they expect you to have the money, right? So you're going to have it there regardless, and it's like, oh, the money is there, so you want to take that trip.
Yeah.
Like Ingel said, some ladies just want to enjoy the soft life.
Yeah.
And I mean, if she's traveling,
She will not be thinking about you.
Yeah,
like, whether
you're
you're
given a
saving
chance to
or
travel.
not. Yeah.
Of course, I also do have needs. Are you going to just be traveling and then
You
my
said
needs?
well, have you
don't
met
care.
that?
Depends on the type of woman that you
no,
are.
Exactly.
When I talk about needs, I need you. So are you going to be traveling and
But that's
you
not
just?
what you said earlier. You said you don't care
I
what
don't
she does with
care.
your money.
I don't really care, but I also need you. Like I
What
need
kind of
you.
need? Is it I
No.
need you every hour? Or I
I didn't come to be in a relationship with you to be single.
Okay.
You do
need?
understand?
That's a strong point, though.
Exactly.
To be
Okay.
single.
Okay, so we travel together. We spend the money together.
Then do
I
it.
also have stuff that I am doing.
Okay, then
So-
bye.
You
I'm
make a budget
going.
for that. So there's a budget for
No,
traveling,
of course,
there's a
if you
budget
want
for
to
work.
go,
Yeah.
the way is your front. You
Every
can go.
day.
Oh wow, then that leads to
No,
divorce.
exactly.
Why would
And
that
that's-
lead to divorce if he doesn't care what I do with his
No,
money?
no,
But he said that
That's
if you
what-
go,
I don't care, right? I don't care, but I also have
You
my
don't
needs.
feel lonely.
Of course.
Oh, 1 week I can come back and go back.
oh God, not in a week. You are not helping this at all. But that actually brings me to a point, though. Do you believe in prenups?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Hey.
Okay, no.
I don't care.
You?
Somebody get a pastor here, so I'm about to die today.
I do.
You believe in it? it.
Yeah.
Okay, I was the same. I didn't believe in it.
I
I didn't believe in prenups at all, right? But like you said, if you're not bringing anything to the table and you're just traveling, are you gonna enjoy the money I have worked for if you're getting divorced and you're
I
not?
said I don't care.
I'm
standing
I did
on
not
there,
believe
I
in
don't
prenups,
care.
but now I'm like, I might have to get me one.
Right.
Not because I feel like, once you get a prenup, it sets the tone that some shit is about to go down.
Eventually,
Exactly.
something goes down
Yes.
along the way.
So I'm like,
I'm getting a
okay,
prenup.
do I want a prenup now? But these, I'm like, I want to have it, but it's not like I'm getting it because I know something's going to happen, I'm going to go. I feel like prenup is not bad. You have to have like a discussion about,
security.
yeah,
It depends on what you're gonna have on your prenup.
me.
Cause let's say, let me just give an example.
Any money I make
that
before marrying me is
everybody
mine.
knows. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Pretty much that's what's supposed to be.
Okay, because
But
some
people
people
get
do the
greedy.
prenup in depth of even things that we've made together.
So
it
people
depends on the
revise
prenup.
prenups. These
Yes.
days, people kind of like, so I watched the show, and one of the ladies on the show is, she married her husband. It was like after 5 years of the marriage, everything the guy owns, she's entitled to half of that.
After 5 years, I'm divorcing
Yes.
her in the
Oh,
same
she's
year.
married to the guy for 8 years now, and they're divorcing. So she's about to be rolling.
Like Janet Jackson too. I think exactly the same day or something.
Yeah, so I'm like, first of all, we forget because you get some bonds from GCB, maybe some maybe money be saved, but you be that's what you get to know because there's nothing to fight about. Because why would I mean, like I said, I didn't believe in it, but now I do.
Yeah.
It's for the protection of each individual,
Yeah.
and especially if you have kids, that makes it a whole different ball game.
I do believe in prenup. So I had a story. I don't know how true this is.
Okay, so it's alleged.
It's alleged.
Okay.
The lady had a gift from her grandma, and I think it's a movie actually. The lady had a gift for her grandma, and then she and her partner were separated. So you know how I don't know about the divorce thing in Ghana, but over there, so far as you've been together for a certain number of time, your properties get divided into half. And things that painting, it was a painting. The painting was in the house, and that everything was getting divided. The guy's lawyer found out that the painting was worth millions of dollars, and she didn't even know. So they had to imagine my grandma's gift to me. Now I have to divide that and give you.
Or more.
So for me, that even gave me even though it might be a movie.
It's kind of like they bring the pill.
Oh, I
the
am
live
doing
ball
the
response,
prenup.
yeah.
Any gift or anything I have before our marriage is mine.
Whatever you bring into the marriage, you take that out when you're going.
Yes. Which actually reminds me, what do you think about gender roles when it comes to like house chores?
There's no gender rule.
Good.
Everybody
I
should
mean,
just do
That's
it.
what I believe now. And you look like.
I
He's like,
have
hey,
to
sweeping no floor.
Well, I think that there are certain attributes that each gender has, right? And so I think we should always try to keep in mind how best we can maximize our attributes. Well, it is important, like for women are very compassionate, and all those things are also important when it comes to raising a child, for instance. So, and of course, in the first maybe few months of the child, and he or she is going to be very much attached to the mother, right? And so, a man can never breastfeed, and also because of that, it makes the children also, to a certain point, very united with their mom, if I can say that. And so, in terms of that, well, that is why maybe the thousands of years of human existence has made it that way. Like, okay, well, women are probably the best when it comes to raising a child. Of course, in an African setting, when something happens, they are like, wait till I report you to your dad, right? So, and I think all those things are really important, right? And so I try to, when it comes to this kind of stuff, I'm still quite confused. I still try to think about it because
to understand how it goes.
I do really understand the importance of trying to have like gender roles when it comes to, for instance, in raising a child, or perhaps when it comes to making a home. Women have eye for detail that men would usually skip out on. So Yeah, because of those kind of attributes, I try to not really answer the question. Okay, so yeah.
Are you sure it's not a girl watching that you're scared that she's gonna say, is that how you're gonna treat me when I get married to you?
Well, I know now. There was a time when I actually was, I was living alone, and then I used to make food. I don't necessarily I don't mind cooking, right? So if my girlfriend came around and I wanted to cook, I would cook. But I also do understand that she also likes to cook. So when she is cooking, and I also know one thing about cooking that people don't usually like, okay, do this, do this, do that, do this.
Yeah.
Do that. So if she was probably cooking, I just stay in my corner. If I'm also cooking, I would prefer to make it my way. If you like it, fine. If you don't like it, we'll see how we can improve it. But
would you marry someone who doesn't know how to cook?
I don't
ask
think
the
so.
whole ask the whole couch.
I don't think so.
Because I have an answer.
I don't think so.
Would you?
The fuck not?
Why?
Why?
So you want her to come and cook? That's why you're married?
No, my mom raised me right. I remember one time
So someone who doesn't know how to cook, the mom doesn't raise them.
that's
right?
their problem, that's mine.
I feel like everybody should know how to cook.
Basic things, yeah.
Because
Because I remember when I was growing up, one time my mom asked us to go do something in the kitchen. I was like, oh, the kitchen's for women. She was like, okay. Then the belly is also not for men. So since that day, my love behind has been the kitchen, right? So I know how to cook. I don't need you to come in and do a whole 10 course.
Okay,
no,
just
but
cook
at
something
least
nice.
basic things, yeah.
Okay, so that if I don't cook, you cook? Is
Exactly,
that it? Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Again, mine is 50-50.
Okay.
But I think when you start out like that, is mostly like in a home, there's no clear cut okay, well, maybe you should try and do more of the cooking. Perhaps maybe if you are tired, I can take over. Because when it's more okay, when you don't cook, I cook, there's always going to be confusion. Because
I think
I don't think so.
when you do that, that's where the confusion comes in.
Because I think you set the rules and let's say, hey, this is how you're gonna go do this.
So how are you gonna do it?
Because if you do it, if I don't cook,
you
you
this
cook.
month and the next
Oh
month.
no, I mean it doesn't have to be
it
like
just
that.
has to be,
Sometimes like, hey, I'm off early today.
Just
What do
do
you want to
because
eat?
you
Like,
do it.
yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
know.
feed you, you're gonna feed me.
You know?
Of course, we'll have food at home, right?
Exactly.
We'll cook a lot of it. So you don't have to cook every day.
There are
Yes.
some people
They'll
that
be
will
home.
work 9 to 5,
Yes.
get home, let's say, even if their job is 6 to 2 or whatever, they'll get home at 3,
Yes.
hungry, but waiting for their wife to come home at 7 to cook.
Right, I just think it's being considerate towards your partner.
Yeah, like
Yeah, that's
2 to 7. Hey, it's a whole shift. Like it's a half shift. Go buy
So
this.
if you see that, just cook for me when I come home. We all
Yes,
eat together.
that's exactly my point, right? Like if you are going to set out a rule, how exactly are you going to set out that rule?
No, but
It shouldn't be a rule. I
but
think it's a communication thing.
yeah, you said you say you want to set the rules, right? So for example, I'll tell Liz, hey, this is what we're gonna do. Some days you might get up early. If you get up early, you don't feel like. if you have time, cook. If you don't, just let me know. Like, hey, I'm tired today. Maybe I don't.
I do understand all that, but my point is everything has to be somebody's responsibility.
I think if you really love somebody, it
You-
never really has to fall down to that.
I don't know, but
I suspect there's some lady watching this. He knows somebody is
He
watching.
does not know.
no. The thing is, we live in Ghana, for instance, and let's even take a look around, in terms of the politicians. Well, we find ourselves where most people don't necessarily want to take responsibility for anything, and and that's not because they cannot do whatever task is available. It's just that it is not really clear cut. Okay, who is supposed to do this? Like for instance, if I go to work, I know the department is doing this, right? But if my role is not necessarily clear as to what I need to do, there's always going to be that point. I'm like, okay, well, I've done the basics already. This one is not really anybody's task. I'm like, let me just stay back and then see and wait for the boss, right? And in a marriage, well, especially in these days, there's no really boss, and so you always get caught
Should
up.
there be a boss though?
Not okay. So when I talk about,
Oh, you want to say the head of the household or something like that?
yes, they need to everything.
But in our society or in the world in general, we always think that the man is the head of the household.
So the point is that there should be a structure.
Okay.
There should always be a structure, and of course, it always depends. Okay, so what do you think is most important? If you rate some things in the home as more important than others, then that is also where it also gets a bit complicated, because then you feel like, okay, I'm doing the less important stuff, and then the other party is doing the more important stuff. Then I just think that it's very important to have roles. It shouldn't necessarily be like gender related. If, like for instance, if I like to cook, I'll just cook. It will be my responsibility to make sure that there's always food on the table.
Okay.
Yeah, again, I probably would segue back into where I started from. Like, okay, so there's always the element of money and the element of power. And yesterday, for instance, I was talking to a friend and we were into similar kind of things. So he was like, okay, well, he probably would have best ideas when it comes to choosing a school for his child or something. But perhaps maybe he doesn't necessarily have the money to back it up. So in that case, well, what should it be? Like, okay, is it because he's the man of the house? He has the final say on where the child has to go to school, especially if the woman also thought differently about the kind of school. He, the father, knows that obviously, well, this is the kind of best thing. In such a situation, there's always a fight. But my response
Are they together?
Oh no, he's not married. It was just hypothetical.
Oh, okay. Hey, then he's looking ahead of time about, hey, what can I help you?
Hi.
It was just hypothetical. But my response to that was, well, at the end of the day, well, fighting is not really going to get anywhere. And now, of course, I do understand. At the end of the day,
get somewhere.
Still, well, sometimes
Divorce court.
It will.
Yeah,
it will.
Both partners should know their limits, what they can afford.
So at some point, my response was that, well, if at the end of the day the child is still going to get an education, well, if I didn't have the money, well, you are paying for the bills anyway. So I would.
Oh, if the girl is paying.
Yes,
It's a partnership.
I'll leave that responsibility to you, right? So everything like should be in context. Yeah, I mean, so.
No, I know what you're saying. I mean, we're just playing the devil's advocate because we have to look into different situations, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, so Lucinda, I have a question for you though. Should the man take care of the home, even if the woman is like the main breadwinner?
I think they should both know what they do in the house. They should have that conversation. If the man wants to pay for the fee, maybe the woman would say, let me take care of the utility bills then. It's just communication. Yeah. So everybody contributes something to the house.
I mean, she didn't say much, but that was a lot to think about though.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't that communication is like the first step, and a lot of people don't do
They don't
that
have that communication.
at all. Like
Should
they
even
have-
be from
they just
dating.
relax and then they just let the woman do everything. At some point, you're gonna get fed up because you're just looking at me doing everything when we should be together. That's the whole point. We have to do everything together. If we don't do it together, then eventually somebody's gonna get fed up and say, you know what?
So I have a question for you also. So
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you think? So at some point, well, let's say you were with this guy and probably he had a very good job and everything, and at some point the income just stopped coming. For how long are you going to be paying for all this kind of stuff and not be fed up?
If you see him trying, I don't think you would have a problem. But if he just sat back and did not take the initiative to actually go and look for work,
What will be trying for you?
trying is actually going out every day, coming up with plans, trying to look for a job, finding new business ventures that you could go into, not just sitting down and feeling sorry for yourself. Now that's...
This is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. Okay. And I mean, if you're with somebody for just the money, then when that situation comes, you're just going to step out. But if you're not in it for the money, you would actually stay down and hold down the household till the man actually gets on his feet.
Yeah, and if you have enough money to help him start the
Exactly.
business,
Why
you
not?
can
Because if
invest
he was
in
looking
it.
after you, why don't you want to look after him just because he fell off? If you fell off, wouldn't you expect the same thing from him?
Yeah.
Definitely.
I like that.
Some women would
Yeah,
only be entitled to.
I would be more than happy to actually look after my man because you're my man. Why not?
Me, I guess I'm different though. Me, if you don't have it, I don't have it. We'll sit there and just look at each other's face. We'll just be like, okay, you don't have it today, so what are we doing? Like,
No, you have to be a supportive partner.
I will, but it's like, if we don't have it, we're not about to put up a front for people to think.
We're talking about you supporting if the person loses their job.
Oh, they won't lose it just as me.
Amen.
They won't.
People do fall on hard times though.
And that's why you need a partner.
Look
that
at what's
can
happened, the
actually-
Twitter saga that happened. A lot of people probably had hopes of
That's a
living
whole
a good
different
life,
conversation.
right? So
And I'm really mad that those on the continent were treated poorly versus those who are outside,
yeah,
which is not fair. I get it's two different,
continents and
but
everything.
it's still, But me, again, mine is 50-50, right? We are doing this. Honestly, I'm actually at a point I said, I've always wanted to get married and do like the whole, and I've said this and I'll say it again, I want 17 groomsmen and 17 bridesmaids.
Oh my
But at this point, If I elope, don't be surprised.
but I do have a question. What is 50-50 to you?
Everything, like, we are in the house together, like, you know, it should be like an open dialogue, right?
Yeah.
If you feel like maybe, in a sense that we are not hiding anything.
Yes.
You know, tell me what you need. Tell me if I do something like, if you're going to take care of the house, let's say the mortgage is like $500 or 200 cedis. We are bringing half and half to it. You know, if we need to take care of the kids on something, we are like literally like.
What if for instance, maybe you earn like 10 times as much as she does?
Yeah,
But
so
then
it's
there's
still,
a communication.
it's still,
There
it's
should
still
be a
there, yeah.
communication, or you guys get
That
an
does not
account
change
for
anything.
everybody.
Yeah.
Because you made a point that the mortgage everyone is paying equally,
So
right?
that's
Mhm.
something
what I'm
that
saying.
they come together.
Yeah,
Okay, I
that's
get
that's
this
an
point.
example.
If you're making $10,000
Mhm.
and I'm making $2,000
Mhm.
and our mortgage is it's
Do
$500,
I need to bring
do
both?
I have to bring $250 and you bring $250?
If you
That's
work
what
Yeah,
I think.
that's-
That's what he's saying.
That's what I'm,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
like
they would
50-50,
find
yeah,
a
you
way
know.
to work
But at the same
around
time,
it.
because we know how we're going to do this and have like those bank accounts set up, technically, because I believe in everything we have is for each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
After we got married, not before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you trying to send a message to somebody?
After we got married, not before. Because at the same time, you know, I mean, and I think it's very dicey and tricky, and I think the world is also changing. So that's why I was like talking about like how the old school and the new school looks like. Because the old school people have a different mindset.
Yeah,
Some of them believe in like, you know, having the wife having a side chick and a side chick number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and kids, building them houses, and the main one is also not even does not care, enjoying the money, or probably has like a young man somewhere servicing her. It's a lot of it's a lot of you know what. But don't think we're done with this though. I have my shady corner game because that's about to be something else. You cannot plead the fifth though. You would have to explain to us what happened.
No problem.
You ready for? Okay, let me bring it out. This is gonna be something else.
I guess we're going to be answering a lot of no's.
No? Well, that's why we're gonna pick 3 questions. So
She's watching, isn't it?
She's gonna be watching, yeah. So there's no way I'm gonna pick a lot of no's, brother. No. Let's see. I know. I feel like I'm gonna pick a question written by somebody I know. Let's see. Oh no, this is not working in this environment. It's not.
Let's just go.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
It says, never have I ever sent a risky text to the wrong person.
I don't even know what a risk. What? No, I'll say no.
Hey, you brought angels.
What do you mean by
Honest.
risky?
I'm sending
What do
you
you mean by risky? Is it like you're gossiping about the person and you end up sending the gossip to the person, or?
Well, let me put it this way. You know people who screenshot conversation on WhatsApp, right? And trying to send it to someone else and they send it to the person who sent it to them. That's one.
Yeah, that's literally something like, so you were trying to
Yes.
tell, yeah, no.
Or maybe it was risky in a sense, like maybe sexual, like, you know,
No.
nude and risky.
No.
I mean, I've done it all. I have, I mean, hey. But of course I defend myself. I mean, okay, well, another one. We got 3 more to go, I guess. What's the second one? Let's see. Lord. Oh, we talked about this already. Gift. It's about gift. We talked about. Let's see. I don't think nobody on this couch has. Since I've gotten arrested.
No.
Arrested?
Shut up.
How you have?
No.
Okay.
No, the crew and we were talking about something earlier this month. So when I saw that, so I started laughing. Okay.
Arrested before.
You have?
So why
Okay,
did
so
you
what did you say?
Because
But
he
he charged. Yeah, he already charged.
I didn't, okay, well, you have, so come on.
Spill the beans.
In here, in this country.
Yes.
Oh, Ghana
No,
police.
actually, well,
Ghana police. Are you?
yes.
Be careful.
Just
They're
arrest you for
watching.
anything.
Was it a stop?
Were you driving the wrong side of the road?
No, I was driving without license. Someone.
Oh, so they took you to the headquarters.
Yes.
We all do that.
We know how that goes already, so we know how that goes. So okay.
Yeah, I actually went to the backstory was that I was working in this company, and then I used to go out a lot with the driver, and so he was like, okay, you have a lot of cars in your house, but why don't you know how to drive? I'm like, well, I've never really been interested really, and was like, you teach me. So it was almost like, well, anytime we're going out and we're coming back, it's like, okay, well, just come and take the wheel. And so there was this day I just had to.
Faith was not on your side.
I was making a curve, and unfortunately for me, behind me were two police officers, and then they were also in their car. So I took too long in the turn, and so when I finally managed to make the turn, they parked in front of me, and I'm like, okay, well.
It's like a SWAT. Like, why do you park in front of the person? Like,
they parked in front of me. We're like, okay, so what's happening? We're like, where's your license? I'm like, well, I don't have a license.
oh, you bold.
We're like, then why are you driving? Well,
You could have said I was just learning, no?
no. Well, so then,
Well, the driver in the car was you.
yes.
You should have said you were learning,
Just
yeah.
learning how to drive.
No, but actually, then they asked the driver.
Oh, we're actually saying this.
Yeah, this is
They asked the driver, and then he didn't have.
instructor. He didn't have
No,
to.
he had a license, but they were like, it's an offense for him allowing an unlicensed person to drive, and also then they mentioned also another offense. So then they were like, okay, well, we should
Is it
follow
the law?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I guess because it's not an instructor, maybe it's not a certified instructor. Because there's a lot of things in the law that you only get to know
When you get arrested.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then we went to the station. Well, they were like, okay, well, we tried to sort things out with them, but I guess
You know what?
Yeah.
Can you help a brother out?
it wasn't good enough. So then we
You
had
met
to.
the wrong policeman.
So we had to follow them, and then when we got to the station, they were like, okay, well, we need to sign some stuff. I was like, no way I'm going to sign this. I need to call my lawyer.
Oh! Now
You tried to play that card?
Well, I actually did. And so, well, because the general manager of the company was a lawyer. So then I called him, and, well, eventually things got sorted out. I don't want to drag it, but yeah.
Okay, well,
Wow.
let's see 2 more. This is a swing low situation right now. Every time I see this particular hand right now, I'm like, Lord, what is this? It's like, what is going to be the next one? Have you ever given someone a fake number?
Oh, so many times. Like, can I get 2 more?
I actually did it 2 days ago. I did it 2 days ago. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it 2 days ago. I mean, back when I was, this is so bad. Back when I was in like elementary, like GSs, like a friend of mine, we would go out like every time people are asking for a number, and I'm like, next time they ask you, the codes are usually like, 0244, I'm like, tell them it's 12, 34, 56. You know what it is?
No.
0244 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh. Wow, that's
You're smart.
Yeah, I mean,
That's so wrong.
yeah. 12, 34, 56.
Oh, they wouldn't. Wow. I
No,
really
because
didn't
who's
get
thinking about you
it.
going to give them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Exactly.
No, it helps. Like,
And it's
so Kofi, your girls, give it to your girls. Yeah.
Wow, I will take you on that.
Listen, one more before we wrap up. Let's see one more. You guys are going to have all these questions. Like, okay, there we go. Have you ever stalked your ex on IG, Facebook, or wherever else?
Stalk?
Yeah, stalk, yeah.
Guilty
Oh,
as
yeah.
charged.
Fresh breakup.
Hold on, check this out. I stalked my exes.
Are you serious?
Yes, because I need to know what.
What you're up to? What
Yes.
you're doing?
We are even stalking the present.
Yes, I'm even stalking the president who's not really official. Because, hey, please, it's 2020.
How do you mean you're happy without me? Like, how is that?
Like,
possible?
what did I do for you? What did I provide? Like, what does the
I want
person
to see
have?
how bad you're doing, so I know.
Yes, I know I did good, so I want to know how. Yeah, that's the point. I want to know how bad you are enjoying this new life or new whatever you think you are enjoying. I have. I mean, you have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys want to share one story each for a wrap up?
No, I think we're good.
I do. I don't mind.
Oh, go ahead.
So yeah, he left me to marry someone else. So on the wedding day,
Oh,
I was just on the page.
he left you to go and
marry
marry
someone else.
You mean ring?
Yeah. So,
Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah.
Do you need a refund from me? I'll help you
No,
with it.
I think I was okay. She passed away 6 months after, so yeah.
Nobody was expecting that.
So yeah, I mean, on their wedding day, I was just on their wedding day looking at the pictures on IG, and yeah.
Okay, I need to share.
That was their stock.
I don't think anybody
At this point, there's nothing else to say.
Yeah, that was the stalking I did. I was just looking at what they did on their wedding day. That's it.
I'm perched. I need water.
Yeah.
How do we even close this out?
That's such a sad way to end it.
Yeah.
Maybe you give a nice story.
Yeah, maybe yours might be different because Ingel, you should have said that for the. Woo! Okay.
I don't know.
At this one, like, there's nothing else you can say to
take that.
We can't.
Why would you tell us?
No.
You don't plead the fifth on this show. There's no, give us at least 1, 2, so we can put the rest of the story together in our heads. We'll give our own conclusions.
How would I say this?
What happened was, or what had happened was.
I think it's best I just.
He ain't trying to get in trouble.
Are you scared?
Yeah.
She's
Ingel.
watching. Yes.
I think I need to let you close out the show today.
No.
I don't have another story.
No, I don't.
Okay, let's look at that now because this one, I don't want to end that one because. Whew, okay, what does it say?
Okay, he's guilty.
Okay, it says, have you had raw sex? I know, right? Well, but I'm like, as a married couple or a single person is my next question to that.
Yeah, like.
Well, I'm not married, so.
We are single.
I'm single, so yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Hey, my sister, are you Mary's sister? Okay, well, yeah, these questions send me out of the easy. I'm trying to like even think about the last one I just sent, but as always, thank you so much for tuning in with the Saturday Shade. Ingel has just messed up my day. I think I'll need some cocktails. I'll need a brunch for this, but don't forget to join the conversation. SS&N Kabutey on Twitter. Saturday Shade on IG and Saturday Shade on TikTok, and as always, Saturday Shade, it is all about the fun. Body no be firewood or more. Hey, why?